And welcome back to Kansas Speedway. Coming back onto pit road, the 52 of Tom Hessert. They had a tire roll out of their pit stall while they were making their adjustments to that race car, so he serves a penalty coming back onto pit road.
Yeah, and he will actually have to go to the tail end for this restart here.
Now, one of the things that might end up being an advantage on that is he's a little bit closer to, maybe if they stretch it, making it all the way on one more stop.
Yeah, an extra
or not making a stop.
Yeah, certainly an extra lap anyway for Tom Hessert. And I would say if the field isn't given one to go, then he'll come back down pit road. Might as well get every ounce in there you can.
And 25 of Max Gresham, again, after starting on the pole, is going to fall back just a bit. After this stop, he is going to restart 11th, right?
Well, Rick, it looks like he lost 5 or 6 spots by being trapped into the box. He drove in a little bit too deep, and the car that pitted in front of him did not pit very well, so they had to back the car up to get him out of the box. So at least 5 or 6 spots were lost on pit road. Not his fault, but definitely losing track position.
So Max Gresham again will restart this race in the 11th spot. Out in front of the field.
It's the 32 of Ryan Wilson. Ryan decided not to pit.
Got his career best finish earlier this year at Pocono, which was 9th. He started this race in the 11th spot.
And Ty Dillon won the race off pit road. He was the first car that came off pit road that made his way down pit road. 4 tires for the 41 car, snugged them up a little bit. 7 wins this year for the 41.
Wendy.
Well, you see the 32, Ryan Wilson did stay out. He's one of the only cars, and that was just trying to work a little bit of strategy from that team to gain some track position. They were twitchy free on the gas on exit, especially according to driver Ryan Wilson. He tried to back up his entry into 3 and 4, but he said he was hooking the left front on the apron to turn in on 3 and 4. So a little bit of feedback from the driver, but they opted not to take advantage of this caution and will restart the leader of this race.
Thanks, Wendy. Again, in the ARCA Racing Series, lap-down cars will still start on the inside, unlike what we're seeing in the NASCAR Racing Series now. So it will be a double file restart. The difference is lap-down cars are on the left side, and the lead lap cars will be on the outside or the right side when they come back to the start-finish line. See a little discrepancy there. Mariette Defoe's moving up on the inside. We're not going to start 3 wide. I know that.
They shouldn't anywhere. And ARCA will not like that. They'll frown on that for sure.
If that's a discrepancy in positions as far as starting positions, that's normally what they would do prior to getting lined up, and they're all going to fall into line as they come into the trial here at Kansas Speedway. Green flag goes back in the air.
Ty Dillon's going to jump to the outside right away. Scott Lagasse did as well. Scott's in the 20 car. He drives around the 33 of Cale Gale into the 2nd spot.
A great start for Scott Lagasse as he moves up into 2nd in front of Cale Gale. So Ty Dillon back out in front. The only other race leader has been Ryan Wilson when he stayed out under caution.
Alex Bowman now has made his way around the 33 of Cale Gale, moves back up into the 3rd spot.
Battle for 4th now. 36 of Grant Enfinger on the inside. Cale Gale on the outside. Right behind him, Tim George Jr.
Grant Enfinger, one of the drivers that Ray Dunlap was talking about at the beginning of the race. It's been so close so many times to getting win number 1. Hasn't quite got there. Maybe tonight's the night.
Finished 2nd 3 times, most recently at Toledo this year. So he has been oh so close, but hasn't been able to get to victory lane. See Chris Buescher in the 17 making a run just behind that 31.
That car looked pretty loose there through that corner.
Remember Buescher having problems on pit road, couldn't get it refired after they dropped the jack, and he was trying to get out of his pit stall. That's the reason he lost quite a few spots on pit road. They stay side by side. Grant Enfinger on the inside, Cale Gale on the outside.
I'll tell you, Grant was really doing some driving there. You could see his glove on that steering wheel, really fighting that 36 car down in 1 and 2.
Tim George Jr. hugging the white line now as he falls in behind the 36. Cale Gale out in front of that group. Cale currently running in the 4th spot. Alex Bowman up in front of him in 3rd. It's Dillon and Lagasse 1 and 2 here in Kansas.
Yeah, that last lap 0.3 of a second faster for Ty Dillon than his closest pursuers. See Chris Buescher now jumps to the outside, makes it a 3 wide pass.
Chris Buescher working the high side of the racetrack, and now on the bottom of the racetrack, Tim George Jr. trying to get by Grant Enfinger. So Enfinger dropping back. Looks like he's got his hands full with that 36 car.
Yeah, we saw him fighting that steering wheel, and unfortunately it took a toll on that car. He's lost a couple spots here. Good battle for second now. Alex Bowman moves to the outside of Scott Lagasse and just drives by.
And you see a lot of sparks coming out from under these race cars. Again, they just changed tires, so the air pressure is still having to come up. A lot of things rubbing on the bottom of the race car.
We're going to see if Alex Bowman can put a dent in that lead that Ty Dillon has. A little bit over a second right now, lead for Ty Dillon.
No cars separate the two, though, up front. So Alex Bowman giving chase to the 41 of Ty Dillon.
Alex was about 0.03 of a second faster that time than Ty Dillon. Remember, he was just completing that pass over Scott Lagasse.
A pole winner, Max Gresham in the 25, trying to get by the 31. Tim George Jr. ran a little higher line through 1 and 2. Down the backstretch, he looks to the inside of that 31.
Remember, just outside their pit window when they pitted lap 25.
There's a distance between 1 and 2. 41 of Ty Dillon leading, and Alex Bowman in the 55 running second.
Again, Alex Bowman was just a couple hundredths of a second faster that time than Ty Dillon. Max Gresham goes ahead and makes that pass on Tim George for the 6th spot.
This race is going quick. 35 of the 99 laps already in the books. Ty Dillon out in front of 31 of the 34 that have been completed.
Yeah, I think right now if the caution were to come out, I think most of these guys would be in their window. They probably would want to come in and get some fuel. ARCA racing officials only give them 2 sets of tires in the pits. Most everyone put that set on that first caution flag, so they only have 1 more set of tires in the pits. So they want to save these because these cars actually slow down 1.5 seconds from the very beginning of the race until that first caution flag.
So Ty Dillon trying to dominate once again at Kansas. Hey, take a look. There's Jared and Caleb. They're saying hi to Mommy. Mommy's Wendy Venerini, and she's on pit road with us. The Kansas ARCA99 continues here on Speed, your motorsports authority.